Morning and welcome to another episode of Fishing with Steve. We're back in Monaghan. We're back on the lake I fished on the last session where I had my PB. It's 3 weeks on since I last fished it, since I last been out on the bank, and I just wanted to give it another go. I did want to get back onto them platforms that I wanted to fish the last time, which are around on the left hand side of the lake, but unfortunately the water is still up and it's still flooded. I wasn't expecting that. I thought the water levels would have dropped by now. So tactics pretty much the same as the last day. It's just gone 8:30, so I was able to get here, get onto the lake for 8 o'clock and get set up and get the bait straight out onto the swims we'd found before. I'm fishing exactly the same spots that I found the last day. If it's not broke, why fix it? So the left hand rod is out on a piece of eel section and the right hand rod is out on a large smelt. So both of them pumped with oil that I got from Sports Fins, which is formerly the Lucan fishing shop. So yeah, so that's where we're at today. As I said, same tactics. We're out about 120 yards. Left hand rod's out about 120 yards. The right hand rod's out about 110. We're getting over that weed bank that we have on the far side, and everything has to be sent out on the bait boat. The wind is blowing the opposite direction than it was when I was here the last day. The last day I was here was a northerly. Today, as I said, is a southerly. Hopefully we get a run, and yeah, I'll be back to you if we do. Fingers crossed. Well guys, hope you can hear me okay. We just had to put the cine camera away as the rain's coming in. So that just had to go on away. So I'm just doing a quick update on the GoPro. So it's just gone 2 o'clock. Rain's just coming in, as I said. Wind is still kicking up. And yeah, nothing yet. We had one sort of a drop run, and that's all we've had so far. So yeah, hopefully you can hear this okay with the wind and the rain and everything else. And I'll get to do a bit of an update if we hit anything or we catch anything. Chat in a bit. So today I'm using the back of the car as my little camping thing, because it's too breezy and wild on them. Just at the end of the jetty there is where my gear is. I have the receiver for the alarms just sitting there. So yeah, I think I come up to the back of the car just to make a cup of coffee and get out of the wind, because there's no way that cooker's gonna work in that wind down on the jetty. Anyway, you need a brew, don't you? Just want to do a quick video on fish care around. So once we get the hard bits done and we catch the pike, what do we actually do with them when they're on the bank, and what tools and what do we have to have ready, just to sort of the fish are safe and as safe as can be. So first thing is a large landing net. Now I just got this one actually yesterday, but this is a large 42, probably 42, 45 inch landing net. I have been using my carp net up until now, but the mesh on the carp net is a bit too small. So what tends to happen is you pick up a jack, he'll do like a death roll in the thing and a death roll in the net, and the net gets all knotted up. So I've gone with this the Savage gear with the rubberized net and the bigger holes in it. So a decent landing net, good sized landing net. Some of these pike that you could be pulling out, even a decent double, could be over a metre long, you know. Then when we get it onto the bank, what you want is a decent unhooking mat. I tend to use a cradle. I do a fair bit of carp fishing, as you probably know. So this doubles up, this cradle double up for me pike and me carp fishing. This is the Avid Storm Shield one, but you can go with any one as long as it's decent quality, fair bit of padding in it. I also have my sling then ready. This is a Winchwood sling. It's a floating sling, retainer sling. I use that for weighing the fish as well, and I normally have that draped across my unhooking cradle ready to go. And then I have it wet, so the most important thing to do is not to have this dry, so we always have this thing wetted up, and that's where a kind of handy little bucket of water comes into play. So we have a little bucket of water here, and this is just collapsible bucket, cheap collapsible bucket, only about €10. So pick one of them up, make sure that your unhooking mat, your sling, anything that you're going to be putting in contact with the fish's body, make sure that that's wet before you actually go and start doing the put it on the mat and unhooking mat. Then we need unhooking tools, especially for pike. Very, very important, and have them to hand and ready to go. So we have a set of pliers, long nose pliers. These are the Western ones, but you can use any ones. You don't have to be a fishing ones, but there's companies now that have the likes of Western, Winchwood, Savage Gear, that have their own tools. I also have a long set of forceps, and then most important, wire cutters. These are a great set of cutters. They're only about €20, but you know what? It'll save a fish's life if you deep hook a fish. And the easiest thing to do is to cut that hook off the trace, because it's only £5 or £6 for a new trace, whereas you don't want to be killing any pike if they get deep hooked. So yeah, they're important tools. Make sure you have decent set of forceps, decent set of pliers, and the all important long nosed cutters. All hooks I use as well are barbless hooks, so they have the barbs flattened down on them, and it just makes it easier for unhooking. So that's it. So when you get the pike onto the bank, lads, respect the pike. You've done the hard bit to get it there, to get it onto the bank. So once it's there, make sure the fish are safe. Make sure they go back nice and strong. That's another thing I use the retaining sling for then as well, is to rest the fish. So if you've had a particularly hard battle with a fish, into the sling, the retaining sling can be put over the side into the deep water. Let the fish rest and recuperate, and then it's ready for it to go. You'll know when it's ready to go. You'll see it kicking, and then release the fish, and that way then they're there for other people to enjoy later on. That's just a few tips for fish care while on the bank. It's just coming up to 20 to 4. I thought I'd give you another update. Not that much has happened. We need to give me a few liners, but yeah, was able to get the camera back out of the car. The way the rain stopped allowing me to do it, so we have no rain for the next couple of hours anyway. So hopefully we may get a run. This was the golden hour on the last session, between 4 and 5 o'clock, when I hit my 2 PBs. I beat me PB twice in the last hour, so hopefully we might get a run. I've had a look at the underwater cameras, and I've had a couple of attempted pickups by jacks that they attempted to pick up the baits and then dropped them, never actually took them. So yeah, it's a bit strange. They're a bit finicky today, I think. Yeah, I've had absolute nightmare today with the alarms, as I said on the update I did with the GoPro. ND S9s. I got them because I like technology. I love gadgets. They're a great little alarm. They look great, as in they look great. There's not much to them. There's only a power button on them, and then everything is controlled and done through the receiver. So your sensitivity, your tone, your volume, everything is done through the receiver. Last session I was here, took the alarms out, and one of them wouldn't power on or off, so the power button wasn't working. But I fully charged it, and it was working until it went dead. And then once it went dead, I wouldn't power back on again. So I sent away to ND, asked them to send me another. Showed it, you have to do a video, send them all on Facebook Messenger. Anyway, sent them a video. They said they'd send me out a new alarm. So I was waiting 3 weeks, and I got an N1 alarm. So they sent me the wrong alarm basically. It's their smaller, cheaper alarm that they sent me on to replace the one that was broke. So I contacted them again, and in fairness they apologised, and I'm waiting another 2 weeks now on another S9 alarm to be sent out for the one that was broke. And now today, while I was fishing, the other alarm just stopped working. I got a run, I missed the run over it, because it literally just stopped working. And I heard the clutch going on the bait runner. I turned around and I seen I was in the middle of a run, but there was no bite alarm. So I've had to switch over the S9 alarm with the N1 alarm because I don't have any other working S9s. So out of 3 alarms, I've 1 working. So I'm just not happy with them at all. I might do a full review of that, a full video just about the S9s and all the trouble I've had with ND and getting them around, and the amount of trouble I've had with the products, because listen, we all work hard to buy our tackle, and I just couldn't recommend them, not at all. Anyway, hopefully in the next hour we might get a run, and I'll be a happier person then instead of a moody Ogie. Well lads, that's it, done and dusted. It's a blank, unfortunately. So yeah, we had 1 drop run for the whole day. I was cocksure that we were going to get something early on when I seen the pike in and around and nose in the baits on the underwater footage, and that was early on in the day. Didn't materialise. Wind swept around, lashing rain, and it swept around down from a southerly to a northerly, and it came into me face. So it wasn't ideal conditions. So there was 5 other fishing here today, 6 so including myself, and there was only 2 caught, 2 low doubles. So a hard day all around for everybody, I think. So yeah, I'm going to give this lake a bit of a rest now, and there's a couple of other lakes I want to hit before the end of the piking season. We've about 8 or 9 weeks before I pack away the pike rods, and in them weeks I have a couple of family functions and stuff like that to go to, and a wedding. So that's gonna rob a couple of my weekends of fishing. So yeah, not the fairy tale ending we had to our last session here, but you know what, that's fishing. If you haven't seen that episode where I catch me PB, I'll stick it up here for you. Have a look, and if you like this sort of content, do have a look through my other videos and see if there's anything that tickles your fancy. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe, hit that like, and hit the little bell to get the notifications when I do my uploads. Until the next one, until I'm on the bank again, tight lines.